Boston's Rock Station, WAAF, the Mistress Carrie and Tom Hamilton show. We need a snappier name, Tom, I think. We need, maybe the listeners can help us out on the text line. We need to come up with something. If this is going to be a true radio show, co-hosting thing, we need to come up with a snappy name.
Well, I have the word ham in my name, so there's all kinds of funny stuff you can do with that.
I wanted to ask you, because it's not very often that we have people in the studio that have had this experience. Bon Jovi is one of the notable exceptions of rock bands I can think of that are not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame yet. Deep Purple, Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, Yes, The Cure, Depeche Mode, Kraftwerk, Slayer, all not in there. What was that experience like for you to get inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
I have to admit, leading up to it, I was a little bit cynical about it. I kind of thought, really, how legit is this? It's not like, something like the Oscars or the Grammy. But when we actually were up there, and I could see all these people from the industry, like the big ones, Ahmet Ertegun and the people from Colombia, and they're looking at you with this huge smile on their face, and that's when it hit me that it was a real honor. So, I'm really grateful for it.
Billy Joe Armstrong from Green Day just got inducted. We're going to talk about what his experience was like coming up in High Note, Low Note. The music headlines we're going to do in a minute. Okay. But I wanted to ask you how you go from being inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame into inventing obscenies and making these stuffed things that are all over the WAF studio, because you guys, all of these amazing side projects in Aerosmith, whether it's a hot sauce or a coffee or like whatever it is, yours are my favorite.
Well, thank you. I mean, you can't ingest mine. It's not like coffee or hot sauce. If you eat one of these, it's going to be bad.
You could try and it would be funny.
Yeah. I don't know. It's.
I'm trying to find a way to describe obscenies because, well, we are in fact on the radio, so we have to be.
They're plush toys based on generally the male anatomy,
right?
And
with some notable female exceptions.
We have one female character called Robin Redbreast, who's a bird who got breast implants, but now can't fly.
Right.
And then we have Scrotilla the Hun, who is a madman who invades villages and does whatever he wants.
He has a chainmail C ring.
He's very metal. He's metal. He's into all those Norwegian death metal.
Yeah, he's
bands,
got a It's a phallus. It's stuffed. It's kind of got the beans from some of those beanbag toy things and a Viking helmet and. It's
a plush toy.
It's a plush toy.
I never intended to go into the adult novelty business. I had this stupid idea from watching my kids play with their little toys that somebody should do dirty versions of it, and that was like throwing down the gauntlet. The challenge was there, so I found somebody that they could knew how to design and manufacture the stupid things, and so I gave them the idea. And all of a sudden, it came alive. And
if you want to see them, or you want to just go to my blog at WAAF.com, I put all the links, the pictures, everything you need about Obscenies, which is the name that you.
Yep.
It's all up in my blog at WAAF.com. The story I need you to tell me is your kids were small.
Yes.
And they were playing with their beanie toys.
Yes, beanie toys.
And that's what made you inspired.
Well, somebody made meanie toys.
Oh, right.
So they were satirical versions of the other ones that were extremely popular back then. And I thought, well, somebody has to do, the word obscene came into my mind right away. Somebody has to do that. And so I would mention this to people.
Why not a member of Aerosmith?
Yeah. And I would mention it to the idea to people, and they'd say, well, you thought of it, you have to do it. So here we are, all these years later.
Well, tell me the story when you first started it, because this was an idea you had while your kids were small.
They were, yes.
And then you made prototypes,
school.
and I read that one of them took one of them to school.
He did, yes. My wife, Terry, who was sitting about 6 feet away from me, pointed out that these things could be a source of embarrassment for our kids when they go to their places of learning every day. And I'm like, what? Oh, my God, don't say that. But so I sort of came around and I realized, oh, man, I can't they can't play the A card to try to sell these things. So here we are now. My kids are grown up, and my son is into stuff that makes this look like,
nothing.
Something from the baby aisle at CVS. And my daughter, they've been exposed to everything,
Well, they grew up the kids of
horror.
rock stars, which most of us would think would be amazing, but anyone would tell you that no matter what your parents do and how cool your parents are, they're still your parents and they're still embarrassing.
Exactly.
And
but I'm surprised. My kids have not been really that embarrassed.
About the stuffed plush peckers?
They're really well made. Don't you think?
The quality's fantastic.
They're made in China.
The quality's fantastic.
Had to order a shitload of these things. And so here we go. Uh-oh. Did you just beat me? Uh-oh.
You got me once.
All
Tom,
right.
you do know that when...
So that's still a bad word on the radio?
That's the bad word button over there.
Oh,
if you're going to be my co-host...
Okay.
Bad words come out. Punishments are going to be dished out.
Well, what about those other bad words that you were using just a few minutes ago?
I know that you're new to this DJ thing, but there are some. The boss man's right over there. Some words are okay. Some words are okay out of context, and some words are definitely not okay.
All right. Well,
it's like nipple at the Super Bowl. It's like some nipples okay, other nipple not allowed.
I'm getting it now. I think